Hey, what's up, Jeff? This is a quick demo video for you for your pair of Ahsokas I've got right here. I've got everything but one blade done. So I've got the shorter blade, won't get done till Thursday. I went to go make it this morning, and the blade tube that I was going to use had a slight bend in it that I didn't notice until I started looking at it closely to put the lights in it. So obviously didn't want to use that for you. Threw that one away, and I've got some more coming in on Thursday. So Thursday morning, I'll get that blade made, and then I'll get everything shipped out to you. But in the meantime, I wanted to get this demo over to you. Here's the sheen. So you did see some pictures of it, but here it is in a video. So the design of this etch was pretty much left up to me, as long as I could get a Jedi symbol in there and some runes. So each of them has a matching Jedi symbol right here. I have the Shoto right here too. So they'll each have one right here. And then to further match them up, trying to figure out how I was going to incorporate these runes, I counted, there's 8 bump outs on there on this pommel cap. I wanted to use that somehow. And so I was able to take runes and spell out the Force. So you'll see that on each of the 2 pommel caps. And then just kind of like a filigree, kind of a Filipino feel to them. Something just real ornate. I thought it looked really cool. And to my knowledge, I have never seen any of these etched. I think I had one guy tell me the other day that somebody did it years ago, but I haven't seen it since I've been in the community. So hopefully you feel like you got something very unique here. So you got a 2-button setup on both of these guys. One button is going to be right here, and then directly 180 degrees, your other one's right here. So one's your activation, one's your auxiliary. These greeblies here are all just for show. Excuse me. So the control box, your pins, I did dip them in just a bit of JB Weld and then press fitted them in there real tight so they wouldn't fall out. These bunny ears, everything like that. So to get to your recharge port and your board, you're gonna wanna unscrew this pommel cap. So when this kit comes, this black ring is loose. I go ahead and I just adhese that on to the pommel cap so it doesn't go anywhere for you. And then here's your board. They both have CFX boards, so you can get to your sound card real easy from there. And then that pops in and out from that spot right there without having to lift the board or anything like that. And then your recharge port is right here with a kill key. So we just pull your kill key out. These don't have very much battery life because I haven't had a chance to charge them yet. I've just been working like crazy trying to get them done. So as soon as they were done, I wanted to get this demo out to you, but I will give them a quick charge. So you'll notice when you're looking at this guy and you've got the control box on top, the button on your right-hand side is your activation. And then you can see your Shtok pixels in there working real well. Smooth swing. Tap the auxiliary for blaster deflex, and then hold it down for blade lockup. So I've got your the longer of the 2 blades. So one thing about these blades, or this blade socket, it's an extremely tight fit. So I spent quite a bit of time actually sanding these blades, or sanding this one blade. Didn't sand it too much. I wanted to give it just enough to where I could get it down in there. So you're not going to be able to shove the blade straight down in it. You're going to have to give it kind of a twist as you're going. And then as you're taking the blade out, just do the same thing. There is a blade retention screw that goes in right here. I haven't put it in yet. I haven't had the need to use it, but I will make sure it's in there before I ship it out. So we're going to turn this on. Wake the board up. And you can see your blade. Now you can take your auxiliary and tap for blaster deflex, and you can see it randomly on the blade, right? Or if you hold down the auxiliary right here, you'll get blade lockup. Now obviously Ahsoka's not red. She doesn't have a red blade. So to get to your color change wheel, what you're gonna wanna do is hold down your auxiliary button and twist your wrist like this. You're here, Spectrum. Now you can twist the hilt, and every time you twist it and you hear a click, it's a different color. So we'll get to like a blue. Here's a blue. Whenever you find one you like, just tap a button. And then when you turn the blade off and then back on, it will be blue. That sound energy critical, cell energy critical means I need to charge that battery. But so blade's looking really nice. If you don't like the blade effect, this is just a solid one right now. You can hold down your auxiliary and twist your wrist like we did for color change, but then keep the button held down. You gotta tap the right button. So remember, we're gonna hold down the auxiliary and twist our wrist, but keep the button held down. Keep holding it. Blade profiles. Now again, you could twist the hilt, and every time you hear it click, it's a different blade effect. Just cycle through a few of them here. Now you'll come across a few that look like they're just solid, but they have different pre-on effects and pre-off effects. But when you find one that you like, this is kind of just a mildly unstable blade, just tap a button. You'll hear it beep. So then when you turn it off, you'll not only have that blade color, but that blade effect as well. Just like that. Now what I will say that when you, here, let's unscrew this blade. So remember what I said when we're taking the blade out, we're just gonna unscrew it like this. I will say when you take this pummel cap off and you put your recharge, your kill key back into your recharge port and reset the board, it will revert back to the blade effect and the blade color for that particular sound font. And I forgot to just now run through how to get to sound fonts, so we'll do that on the Shoto. Really easy to do. We're just gonna screw this back on and put it off to the side. And now we've got the Shoto. So a bit different etched design. It's still ornate, but I went with just a slightly different design, so they both didn't look exactly, so they didn't look exact, but they looked similar, and then tied them together with the Jedi symbol in the runes. I figured that's the piece that brought them together that made them look like a pair. So again, you have a 2-button setup here. You got 1 button here, and then on the other side right here, just like your sheen. So we're going to open this guy, and you get the same type of setup, but the Shoto is a lot harder install because there's not very much room. So you'll notice that the board here is a lot closer to the recharge port. To get a battery, Shtok LED pixel in there, a speaker, the board, and then stop right here, that's not a lot of room. Where you could see, I had all kinds of room in this guy, right? So this board is as close as it could possibly be to the inside, but you know, you've got easy access to your board. You don't have to lift up your board at all. Your SD card, everything's right there for you. So here's your kill key. We'll just pull it. A lot of people use the Goth 3D Designs chassis, which is an awesome chassis for this set. I like to use the chassis that I design myself. It's part of the fun for me to figure out how to put all this stuff in there, and then go ahead and design it in Fusion 360 and then print it. It's one of the things that I find very entertaining in this hobby. So I use my chassis whenever I can. So wake the board up. Now this one, if you've got these pins up right here, they're up top and you're looking at it, the button on your right is gonna be, on your left is gonna be your activation. So you're looking at it from the pins up, the button on your left, activation. Smooth swing. Auxiliary, so you can see that your pixels are working really well there. So because that you don't have as much blade depth in the Shoto as you did in the longer guy, I bypassed this hole right here that they put in here for a set screw for your blade retention. I came up here and I drilled and tapped one as close to the emitter tip as I could, just to give you that extra little bit of grab for your blade. So we're going to use the same blade that we used on the sheen. I'm going to install it in the same manner, right? We're just going to give it a little bit of a twist. turn it on. So here's your blade in the sheen. I mean, that guy's a shorty. So when I make that 26-inch blade, that will probably be like a perfect fit for this guy. So when you tap your auxiliary, these batteries are pretty much dead. I've been testing them all morning. So tap your auxiliary for blaster deflex. Hold it down for blade lockup. And you switch colors and blade effects the same as we did on the first guy. So, you know, for blade color, hold down your auxiliary and twist your wrist and then let go. You should hear spectrum. And then for blade effects, do the same thing, but hold the button down until you hear blade profiles. So when this is on, sorry, not the blade. When the saber is on, but the blade is off, and you want to change sound fonts, hold down your auxiliary until you hear this.
Sound selection. There are ways those who have passed on may still guide or influence the living.
So you can cycle up or down through this menu with either button. And when you find a sound font that you want, take either button and just hold it down. Now, with much of the aftermarket sound fonts that you might buy, they're going to have soundtracks. So, sorry, I got to find the activation button. I get kind of confused. But to play the soundtracks of some of these aftermarket sound fonts, what you want to do is double tap the activation button when the blade is off. And while this is playing, you can turn the blade on. You can do everything that you could do before. So you just have this soundtrack playing in the background. And then when you want to turn it off, just double tap again. Just like that. So I'm going to put your kill key in here right now and go charge these as soon as this video is done. But that pretty much is everything that you need to know, I think, about these two guys. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm happy to answer anything for you. And thanks for the opportunity to do these. It was a nice project. Thanks, buddy.